What's up, Tony team? It's your girl Ari, and today we're doing a video on how I make my mini sheet cakes and also my cake pops. So here I'm gonna be making my buttercream. So here I'm gonna be sifting my powdered sugar, and this is actually the brand from Target, the Good and Gather brand. So I used about 4 to 6 cups. This is just depending on how thick you want your buttercream. So basically, once I measure my powdered sugar, I'm gonna put it in my sifter, and then I use a spoon just to push it down. And this is just so there aren't any big lumps and everything is just fine and blended as smooth as can be. So when you blend it into the butter and the cream cheese, it's just gonna blend in seamlessly. With the almond milk, you can use almond milk, you can use butter, you can use coconut milk, you can use water. So of course, if you're using almond milk, you want to be sure that your client or the person that you're making it for does not have a nut allergy. So I got my almond milk here. I also got some vanilla extract from good old Trader Joe's, and I got some powdered sugar that I sifted. And I'm probably going to use about 4 tablespoons of the almond milk, but it honestly depends. You can just add it based on your preference, like how thick you want the buttercream to be. But I usually use 4 tablespoons. So I baked some red velvet cake using my recipe, and this is in a 8x8 pan, and then I also have the rest in another 8x8, which I'm gonna show y'all later how I decorate it. So for the cake pops, I'm just gonna put this in a Tupperware container. So here I'm just crumbling up the cake, and then I'm gonna add some buttercream that I had already dyed purple, and I'm just gonna mix it in. You don't wanna over mix it. You want the cake pops to be able to form a spear, but you don't want it to be so wet that it's just like crumbly or it's falling apart. It's too heavy. So this is like the perfect consistency right here. So I'd rather y'all add a little bit of buttercream at a time, because once you add too much, that's it. You need to add more cake or you have to toss it. I will have the molds that I use for my cake pops linked on my Amazon storefront, but the point of the molds are just to keep all of your cake pops uniform so that they're the same size and they're not lumpy. So now that I have my cake pops in the molds, I'm just gonna put them in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes. You just wanna repeat the process until all the cake is finished. So this cake pop stand came with a cake pop maker that somebody gave me as a gift, but I don't really use the maker. I prefer to make my cake pops from scratch. So if you don't have a stand like this one, you can actually use a styrofoam like block, or you could use like one of those circles with styrofoam that you could get from like Michael's or like the dollar store or anything like that. So the next step I did was I melted my white chocolate chips in a microwave safe container, and I used a little bit of the chocolate to adhere the stick to the cake pop. I dyed my chocolate purple using an oil-based food coloring. This is because oil and water don't mix. Do not use regular food coloring or gel food coloring. That's water-based because it will make the chocolate start to separate on you. This is actually the food coloring that I use. So if you use this brand or any oil-based food coloring will work best. So when you are dipping the cake pops, you just want to make sure to tap off the excess, which I'm doing here. And then you want to put it on the stand. You can use sprinkles if you like, but that's not the type of look I was going for. But if you do want to use sprinkles, make sure that you put them on before the chocolate sets, because once the chocolate sets, you will not be able to add any type of toppings. So now I'm done with my purple cake pops, and for the remainder, I think that I'm gonna make them white. So for the white cake pops, I just decided to drizzle some of the purple chocolate right on top, and this is how they came out. And for the purple cake pops, I'm gonna do a marble kind of like paint splatter. If you're interested in learning how I made my edible silver paint, I'm gonna also have that video showing it in the description box. It's when I made some chocolate covered strawberries with the same color scheme. So yes, my cake pops are all finished. So now I'm gonna package each cake pop in an individual poly bag, and I'm just gonna use a silver twist tie. So now we're gonna get into decorating the mini sheet cake. So I went and I divided my buttercream into 3 batches. So I have a light purple, I have a dark purple, and I also left 1 batch white. So now I'm gonna be transferring the purple buttercream into a piping bag. So for the next piping bag, I wanted to do a combination of buttercream. So you'll see me put the dark purple, you'll see me put the light purple, and also some of the white in there as well. Now I'm just gonna add in the remainder of the light purple buttercream. So now I got my red velvet mini sheet cake, and I also have these containers linked in my Amazon storefront. So now I'm just gonna pipe and decorate to my heart's liking. So for this right here, these little roses, I actually used a Wilton 1M tip. So I went and added some sprinkles to my mini sheet cake, and this is how it turned out. I definitely want to see your recreation, so tag me on Instagram at Ari's Enchanted Delights. Like, comment, and share. Thanks so much for watching.
Cause if her man seem broke, she have to do it out. And if she school, she get a box pan her dirty mouth. But this can't real. Audacity must bumbo clad free. But all